Folks, battle of the Skelly sliders. Check this out. Now, I did just have somebody reach out asking for a video about silent sliders. While I'm not going to conduct an entire list, let me tell you, if you want a silent slider, right here. You've got the Radiator from Magnus and you've got the Skelly Verk. This one obviously a bit harder to find these days. Mel from EDC Fidget sent me the Radiator of hers to try out. Also maybe do a little modification with some magnets to make it a little easier to slide. And then I got my Skelly Verk back, which I just reviewed maybe a week or two ago. So if you want to check that review out, go ahead and do that. But let's go with a little listen here. Okay, pretty darn quiet. Now, one of the things I had mentioned in the Skelly Verk review was what kind of bums me out is that those holes don't line up the same way they do on the Skelly Verk, where you can literally see through. You can see through on that, but the holes on the plates and the holes on the shell itself don't match up. Why would they do that? I don't know. Now, a lot of people have complained. One of the main things I've heard about the Radiator body style is that it chews up your fingers because people are saying that these holes are sharp. Listen, I get it. I see what you're saying about these. But let me counter. If you're feeling like your slider is going to chew your fingers up, get yourself some weaker magnets and put them in. Now, I have set Mel up here with some weaker magnets for her Radiator. This thing moves like a dream, and it really feels pretty good. I gotta be honest, I like the squashed toed body style. And it does kind of make me long for like a skinnier Verk. This one feels really smooth, really nice, just kind of like satiny smooth with how the body feels versus this one. But weakening the magnets will help you feel a little less of that pressure that you have to put on those holes, because what's sharp are these vertical lines. Yeah, that's going to put some wear and tear on your finger over time. But with some weaker magnets, like I said, it really just feels like a nice grip on a slider. You just feel like you're putting less pressure into those sharp spots, and it feels a lot better. Now, I didn't feel those sharp spots at all with the plates, so I think that's really good. The plates are very nice, very smooth. And this one actually has the new system that Magnus is using for O-rings. So you can see that there are rubber O-rings on top of those magnets, and then there aren't any on the magnets in the middle. This gives it that little crunch. Now, that option is out the door with the Radiator, although it does still have a little bit of that crunch. But let's take a look at what's underneath. Check it out. You open it up, no O-rings. That is because this has a new system in place. Look at that. Pretty ingenious. Magnus has done away with the O-rings and just put a little cutout to be able to put a little silicone ball. And that is what's now pressing the magnets down so you don't get that crunch. Yes. One of those little balls popped out. So I've heard that question, like, is it even possible to take these little balls out? How did they get in there? Obviously, this is machined metal, so you couldn't really machine a spot that these could be pressed into and not gotten out. Maybe you could, I don't know, fuck. But you can see that these come out pretty easily. Maybe using like a little X-Acto knife or something to just pop them out. But I gotta be honest, I didn't know what to expect from this new system. I think that's really pretty ingenious. And it definitely looks way cleaner when you have the slider closed, because all the magnets shine. You don't have to worry about covering them up with O-rings. I think this is a great successor to the Skelly. And it has me wondering if maybe I need to part with this dear baby and just get myself a radiator. Really nice. Thanks, Mel, for letting me try this out. And there's your comparison, folks. Bye. Folks, welcome to Unfocused, the part of the show where we rant, rave, recommend, or reflect. Today, let's recommend, this is something I used to do when I was a kid and have since done with my children, and they all love it. We spend summer nights and fall nights outside doing this. Take a tennis ball, go out into your yard or in the street. If you've got trees in your neighborhood, like more mature trees, not the little dinky just planted trees, you will see bats flying around at night. Take a tennis ball and throw it up in the air. Their echolocation will center in on that tennis ball, thinking that it's like a bug or something that they could eat, and they will dive bomb it and fly down like all the way to street level. My kids absolutely love it. They get so excited. We were out doing it last night and got a couple really good dive bombs. They think it's cool because it's bats, and it's just kind of something to do. You're all looking up at the sky and just enjoying the weather and yelling at each other, and everybody's throwing balls in the air. We probably looked like, I don't know, some strung out addicts screaming and throwing stuff in the air, but it's a ton of fun. So do that with your kids. Try it out.